This time, DeToNator want to make sure they can finish the series without dropping any maps, which they did drop against Hong Kong Attitude on the other side of the bracket.
And I suppose that's an interesting truth as well, isn't it? As far as playing against first-place finishers within the groups, anything less than a 2-3 loss here for Mega is not as competitive as what they did against Blank. Of course, ideally, they want to do even better than that. That may end up saying more about a potential DeToNator Blank head-to-head in the finals if we end up coming to that point than it would necessarily say anything about Mega themselves, but certainly Mega. If a reverse sweep is going to happen, this is absolutely where it can begin.
Now we're going to start to see it's going to be Blitz onto the Genji versus Aputo onto the Widowmaker. So again, the hard dive from DeToNator.KOREA and the third variation of which that we've seen. They've already done Lucio, they've also done Moira, they've also done Zen. We're also now seeing the Ana come out.
Just pushing their way in, jostling around a little bit. DeToNator not going to go too aggressive on... Ooh, ends it out. No, I was going to say not too aggressive on the counter dive, but they haven't needed to so far.
Start to see where DeToNator.KOREA pick these fights as well. Note that Mega kind of looking for positioning to really utilize Aputo, get those headshots from the Widowmaker. That's what's going to give you a player advantage. But unfortunately, if you can't find those picks, DeToNator.KOREA will find counter trades instead, which is exactly what happened in that last fight.
And again, they're putting Mega in this really hard situation. If you go through slowly, you're going to take a whole ton of damage. If you go through quickly, we're going to try and counter dive and cut off the column. But Mega this time have started to read it, their own dive coming in much more quickly and decisively than the counter dive. But yeah, Blitz and Taheem able to cut off the back side of it. So wow, after a good early decisive set of moves out of Mega, they end up just getting stopped up by the DPSs on the back line.
And it's about a backline trade here. Both teams eventually losing their both supports, but it's only Mega who do respawn a little bit quicker and a little bit closer to the point. Aputo himself as well going on to the Genji. Expect Mega to now rush this cap while DeToNator.KOREA are still looking to regroup.
Modern's still really low here, and NZNR never actually had to pull back, but Yut's the first casualty. They need to stop letting Blitz get these picks on the back line. At the same time, though, credit to Blitz for always being able to get picks on the back line. Now he's been able to open up with a Dragon Blade because they had that opening kill that he got onto Yut and the massive number he got onto the back line in the fight just prior. And Mega, the window they had just there, gets slammed shut by Blitz.
You start to see the momentum play as well, right? DeToNator.KOREA had won the previous two fights, a lot of it off the back of the damage coming up from Blitz, which means he will get the first ultimate of the game, uses the first ultimate of the game as the Dragon Blade, allowing the rest of DeToNator.KOREA after winning another fight to charge every other ult.
And now Mega just trying to get aggressive. They need to get aggressive, but they can't. Once again, this counter dive. Blitz has again killed both supports. Loco and Aputo have been able to do the same thing, but DeToNator is still better off in terms of numbers. It's Mega looking the worse for wear. And this is with DeToNator not even committing ultimates here.
We need to see Mega banking, which is kind of what they're doing so far. The only person that doesn't quite have the ultimate is Saijin God. Everybody else is basically there. We need to now see Aputo, what he can do with the blade. Now, he's been blading a lot of tanks onto Hollywood so far. Going onto Hanamura, he needs to be doing what Blitz has been doing, taking out that back line.
This is rare as well. Blitz had his ultimate 2 fights ago. He's about to have another one at his disposal as well. Aputo only just getting his, but he's not even going to get a chance to use it. Fight already over, really as soon as it began. DeToNator cashing in on some of the ultimates they'd banked up.
And the part of the reason why Blitz has been so good with the ultimate charge is also because he received a nano boost a couple fights prior from teammate Sleepy Bear. That's allowed him to match Aputo in various ways now as we start to head into this next engagement.
That's a big time loss for Mega, losing Yut to Apache. Really unfortunate, because that was a tool they needed just to get on the point, if nothing else. They've only got time for one more fight now.
And a lot of these pushes going sour for Mega. It feels like we've been here for a reasonable amount of time. Also feels like we haven't been here much at all. These fights have also been ending reasonably quickly. But Mega, they're the ones that have been ended.
Oh no, Rocket's sorting down to the pulse spot. They do at least get an opening pick onto Blitz, but again, only half of that tank lineup left now, and the Transcendence has run out, which means Aputo down as he pulls out the blade, and it just all falls apart. The column cut off from DeToNator.KOREA is just too good. Loco, though, on the point with this Primal Rage at last, able to really get into the thick of the fight. He's got to buy a lot of time.
Barrier.
It's been enough time, yeah, for Rocket to come in with a sound barrier. Might just be enough time to to get a Pudo and NZNR back into the fight. Blitz, though, can just shut this one down here with
low.
the Dragon Blade, but he's getting forced out. This is what Mega have needed. Saiyajin God back in the mech here, but Loco's down again. They've only got the one tank. They've still got no supports to top Saiyajin God back off, and Apudo, because he used the Dragon Blade earlier and died, didn't have it here as a potential win condition. Mega, good stall, but they weren't stalling for any tools that could win a fight. DeToNator, on the other hand, had so much left to use.
And you can see the way they were juggling aggro as well, the way they were finding opportunities. Usually it's Blitz onto the back line, finding those opportunities, but if he's under pressure, he uses the Dragon Blade, Mega immediately respond. That's correct, that's what they need to do. They need to pressure Blitz. However, while that's happening, while Blitz is running away with his blade, you have Krong coming in as a D.Va player, picks himself up 3 kills while Mega are preoccupied. This is the way for DeToNator.KOREA to look at the scenario and say, if Blitz is under pressure, he can't get the job done, somebody else can.
And it almost feels like they're one step ahead, right? Blitz is low, therefore he'll use Dragon Blade, like you just said, and it's like they just know, they're like, okay, that means Saiyajin God will try and dive him to close out a kill, which is going to leave their backline exposed, and we can do this. It's like they know what will happen no matter what it is they choose to do. Even when they're on the back foot, they see the opportunities to still maximize what they can get out of a fight.
You see all the lost opportunities for Mega as well on that offense. So many times they just lose a player right at the start there. Pudo not finding anything with the Widowmaker. Unfortunately, not really able to find the value onto the Dragon Blade. The one Dragon Blade that he did get, now note he had to change heroes to get onto the Genji, which meant he had a late blade. But as soon as he used it, slipped right away, instantly shut down 200 HP to 0 within a second. And for Mega, just could not find the opportunities right at the end there. Tried to get in with Loco's Primal Rage into a sound barrier from Rocket, but it was not enough. DeToNator.KOREA had so much more to use.
And imagine if they hadn't lost members on the way in. Imagine if they'd got on to the point and then been able to use the Primal Rage and the sound barrier on everyone. That could have been a very different fight. Mega had an ultimate advantage, but by accruing a numbers disadvantage with members getting picked off, starting with Rocket as they were approaching the point, still turned sour. Now they've got to hold for a long time.
And the silver lining is there's more than one tick. They're right 48%, which means Mega, if they can play this correctly, might be able to find an opportunity to still find this win. But it's going to be tough.
Yeah, or the dive could just be so commanding that once again, Modern and Blitz deconstruct the back line of Mega with very little in response. Apudo so low here is going to go down. They have at least picked off Modern and Sleepy Bear. That's something. But DeToNator.KOREA are moving back towards the point now. They've still got members. Mega are going to be booking it with very little.
And the only thing that Mega have going for them is that currently DeToNator have only just started to cap, and there are a couple of return trades, but somebody has to touch that point.
Finally, NZNR is able to get around Rocket as well, but they're getting killed the moment they come onto the point. And DeToNator.KOREA took a long time to get to the point. You saw Blitz die late, but that's because he was still playing Disruption so that they could get this much progress on the point. Put Mega in this panic situation. Again, it is playing to the win condition while disrupting Mega's. DeToNator.KOREA just made finals.
And that is going to be, unfortunately, Mega bowing out of the tournament with one team going home. One team moves forward, and that is DeToNator.KOREA, the dominant force from Korea. 3-0 against this Thai squad, the Dream Thai squad. Unfortunately, though, the dream ends today.
And this has been their best showing so far, Mega, making it now officially into the top 4. Unfortunately for them, there is no bronze final. They have to be content with a 3rd, 4th tie against whoever loses between Blank and Hong Kong Attitude. But for DeToNator.KOREA, the royal road still lies paved and undriven ahead of them. They make their way officially now to the final, something that we'd suspected from the get-go. And we talked at the start of the night as well about the kind of poetic way each of these knockouts has happened. The bottom 2, the 5th and 6th, followed by the 3rd and 4th place teams from each group getting knocked out in the quarter. Now it's the 2nd place being sent home, while the 1st place finisher from the group stage makes it all the way to the finals. The only thing left to kind of make that come to its ultimate fruition is for Blank to win their semi-final up against Hong Kong Attitude. But for now, DeToNator.KOREA have finally got there.
And DeToNator.KOREA have now bested 2 of the other squads in that top 4. They've already beaten Hong Kong Attitude in the regular stage. They've now beaten Mega 3-0 as well. The only team they haven't played against is actually Blank, and it will be either Blank or Hong Kong Attitude coming out from that second semi-final to determine who will be the other finalists to go up against DeToNator Korea. Will it be the Hong Kong Attitude Squad that has unfortunately already gone down to DeToNator Korea looking for that revenge match? Or will it be Blank, the only other team, which there are question marks on, can they be the ones to beat DeToNator Korea?
And I kind of want to speak to the other side of that, which is Hong Kong Attitude. Because we kind of talked about this after their quarterfinals win, where they they punched their ticket, right? And they knew they were going to be coming up against Blank in the semi-final. That's kind of a grudge match for Hong Kong Attitude themselves. And it kind of continues from that point onward. It's not just looking for revenge against Blank in their semi-final. It's looking to win that so that, like you said, they can then get revenge against DeToNator Korea potentially in the final. So no matter who DeToNator Korea play on Saturday night in that final, they're going to be hungry and out for blood. Hong Kong Attitude because they'll be thirsty for revenge, and Blank because they want to be that team, that unknown factor, the surprise factor, the one team that DeToNator Korea has had no chance to play and learn from directly.
But let's also now, once again, congratulate DeToNator Korea, and they also now go into the finals with a map record of 24-2 losses. 24 map wins and only 3. I'm going to say 3 because it was... No, they weren't. I'm gonna take that one back as 2 because Mega were the ones that lost to Machi. So still, that's an even better record. They don't even have that third map loss. Mega couldn't take it off them. 24 wins overall, 18 from the regular season, 6 now from the playoffs. How much further is this team gonna go? They are so incredibly dominant. Barely any team has actually been able to touch them. This is now starting to look more and more likely a potential DeToNator Korea Season 1 championship, but at the same time, look, it has to go back to those other 2 teams. There's only 2 teams standing in their way. One of them that we've seen already, one of them that they haven't played just yet. And both of those teams, after seeing this series, because they were in the audience waiting to play their own match, this has got to be a tough series for them to watch as well, seeing how they dismantle Mega Esports. Blank especially, who went to Mat 5 against Mega, seeing the way that DeToNator Korea 3-0 them. Hong Kong Attitude, who themselves have already lost 1-3, seeing that happen now, 3-0 win for DeToNator Korea against Mega Esports. That does not look good for either Hong Kong Attitude or Blank.
It's like when you're preparing for a fight against like a bad guy and then like an even bigger bad guy just comes up and like curb stomps the bad guy that you thought was going to be tough. That's what DeToNator Korea feel like here. Let's go ahead now and catch up with one of their members.
And it is going to be the post-match interview. I'll be translating this one over. So it'll be with Carroll. Please introduce yourself.
안녕하세요. DeToNator.KOREA에서 서브탱커 포지션을 맡고 있는 크롱이라고 합니다.
Hello everyone, I'm DeToNator Korea's Flex Tank Carroll.
네, 혹시 지금 기분은 어떠신가요?
I believe it was, how do you feel right now going into the finals after that one?
기분이 매우 좋고요. 집 가서 치킨이나 뜯어먹을까 생각 중입니다.
他说：“首先就是已经确定已经进入决赛了嘛，所以就是打算等一下回去要来吃炸鸡了。”
So we're gonna have some fried chicken after this to celebrate.
喜欢吃韩式炸鸡哦。第二个问题，那接下来我们5月5号就要进入总决赛了，最期待跟哪支隊伍對上？
Going into the grand finals, which team do you want to face the most?
어느 팀이랑 가장 붙고 싶은지?
HKA랑 붙고 싶은데 그 이유는 플레이오프 전에 어이없게 1세트 준 게 너무 짜증나기도 해가지고 이번에 확실하게 4-0으로 이겨버리고 싶습니다.
他说就是他比较想要跟 HKA 比，因为就是之前就是在进入那个 playoff 之前呢，就是有打过，可是那时候就是有一点打到就有一点就是不太爽，因为就是没有干干净净利落的打赢这样子，所以这一次就是在 playoff 的时候想要4-0赢過 HKA。
I'm fairly certain we didn't play to our best potential, so we want to 4-0 them next time.
好，我们最后一个问题，对于冠军有没有信心？
네, 마지막 문제인데요. 혹시 결승전에 대해서 우승할 자신 있습니까?
당연하다고 생각하고 있고 지금 저희 팀원들이 다 잘해주고 있기 때문에 결승도 무난하게 4-0으로 무난하게 이길 것 같습니다.
他说这是应该是就是 确定的事情吧，因为就是。
So I believe the question is, do you think you'll be the champion? And Krong has responded.
好，所以就是他们觉得就是可以以4比0就是赢下就是冠军。
It feels more and more like an inevitability. We should be up to 4-0 whoever comes in.
让我们就是赛后的访问，谢谢你。那我们下一个比赛是由 Blank 对上我们的
So that is it. It is Krong now going into the grand final with DeToNator.KOREA, and with that we've wrapped up one semi-final. The next one coming up, you don't want to miss it. Hong Kong Attitude against Blank Esports. So come up right after this break.